Today we were going to read Moose, of course, written by Lynn, Plourde, illustrated by Jim Solers. There was a boy who headed north. Wanted to see moose, of course. He rode a bicycle built for Deuce, in hopes of sharing it with a moose. He honked his horn and yelled, "Here, moose!" What joined him instead was a pedaling goose. Bonkety bonk, a bike built for Deuce. Honkety honk, a pedaling goose. The boys stopped at a sporting goods store and asked for a bottle of their best moose lure. A worker there just shook his head, suggested the boy do nothing instead. "Do nothing," he cried. "That'll serve no use. If I can't buy a lure, then I'll be a girl moose." He dressed himself up in some stilts and a hide, added some lipstick, then sashayed outside. He batted his lashes, gave a big "Aroo!" but all he heard back was a mighty moo. Bonkety bonk, a bike built for Deuce. Honkety honk, a pedaling goose. Arooity roo, a boy who sashayed. Mooity moo, a bull who was swayed. Into a pet shop the boy stepped for feed, to buy pond fronds, a favorite moose weed. The pet shop owner shook her head, suggested the boy do nothing instead. "Do nothing," he cried. "No way, I can't. If you don't sell moose weeds, then I'll find my own plants." He picked and gathered some greenish weeds, then wrapped himself up from his nose to his knees. Holding his breath, he took a dip, but fish, not moose, started to nip. Bonkety bonk, a bike built for Deuce. Honkety honk, a pedaling goose. Arooity roo, a boy who sashayed. Mooity moo, a bull who was swayed. Glubbity glub, a boy who dipped. Nibbity nub, a fish who nipped. At a hardware store, the boy asked for a noose, one rugged enough to catch a big moose. But the store clerk just shook his head, suggested the boy do nothing instead. "Do nothing," he cried. "Never, you'll see. I'll make my own trap. The moose won't go free." He spliced and he knotted his gigantic snare. Beware the moose who stepped in there. But he triggered the trap with his own big toe. The snare went whoosh and he yelled, "Whoa." Bonkety bonk, a bike built for Deuce. Honkety honk, a pedaling goose. Arooity roo, a boy who sashayed. Mooity moo, a bull who was swayed. Glubbity glub, a boy who dipped. Nibbly nub, a fish who nipped. Bangety bop, a gigantic snare. Whooshy wop, a boy in the air. So there the boy hung from the tree. Couldn't get down, couldn't get free. Upside down, he shook his head and muttered, "I'll do nothing instead." A little lure, a pause, a stare, a gaze, a gawk. Look, who's there? A whole family of moose, a bull, calf, and cow. Mooseyed on out, the boy shouted, "Wow." Bonkety bonk, a bike built for Deuce. Honkety honk, a pedaling goose. Arooity roo, a boy who sashayed. Mooity moo, a bull who was swayed. Glubbity glub, a boy who dipped. Nibbly nub, a fish who nipped. Bangety bop, a gigantic snare. Whooshy wop, a boy in the air. Pausety pause, a bull, calf, and cow. Gawkety gauze, a wonderful wow. Yes, there was a boy who headed north. He finally did see moose, of course. That was Moose, of Course, written by Lynn, Plourde.